Hello Virgos, how's it going? Thank you so much for checking out my channel here at Reflexive Moon Tarot. My name is Sarah and I'm hosting this reading for you as we move through this new lunar cycle in the sign of Cancer. So we are coming to terms with some emotional aspects of ourselves, and they might be all about like creating, because we're fabulous Virgos, emotional organization, or like regulating our emotions to deal with our well-being, right? And it's like centered in our space on account of this new lunar cycle. Definitely centered within our space. So we want to, you know, get rid of stuff that we don't need anymore. If you have some hoarding tendencies, I'm sure you're an organized hoarder, but if you have too much stuff, you need to get rid of it. And that's not to say that Virgos are hoarders, because that's not the case at all. I would definitely say, though, that organization, if it's something that you've been ignoring up until this point, or you just might be getting bored with the way that things are organized and you need to freshen it up a little bit. So we got some new, we got a new deck that I'm using today, and it's called the Zammer Oracle. You can find it at deviantmooninc.com, and it's got a great little story and gorgeous artwork, so go and check it out. But we're gonna try this out. I want to get some practice in with this new fabulous deck. My only criticism would be I'm not a huge fan of decks with sharp corners, but that's okay. You don't need to have all the decks child-proofed with round edges, do we? We have the ladder. So onward and upward and outward movement might be a bit of a challenge for us right now. Let's pull a deck from Mildred, but I imagine that the ladder in both of these decks will have a similar meaning. But let's see if there's any further insights that I'm missing out on with the ladder. You could be expecting success without paying your dues. That's a detail. That's an interesting detail. Or feeling like your entitlement and not doing enough work towards your dreams. I feel like also not being recognized what work actually is and how it is different. You know, levels of output are not the same for everybody, especially if you are not a neurotypical individual. So, because, there's this whole mentality of like being a slave to success. I don't fucking buy that shit for 1 second. Neither should you. Working hard and taking pride in what you do is very important. And also putting in your dues. When you think about the reality of gaining experiential knowledge, it requires experience. But people like to put so many different types of parameters on what experience actually is, and then combining that with bullshit views on merit and what we deserve to have, when really everybody has basic human needs, like basic human needs, you know and then there's people who are acknowledged for putting in all this work, and really like what they've done is like stolen an idea from somebody else and put their flavor on it. Like, and we're talking about, perfect example, talking about human needs, totally relevant to the idea of what human needs are. When you look at things like Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, it's basically a broken down version of Blackfoot hierarchy of needs, that are like teachings are centered in indigenous ways of knowing. Wow, that took a minute. Indigenous ways of knowing and worldviews. And this guy, Maslow, He learned from these people and then took the idea and just like refined it or added to it or like translated it into like broke the shit down into English. And here we have somebody in an institution getting like a fucking tenured track spot and his face associated with a theory of sociological theory that wasn't even his. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the ladder reversed, this is not just about not putting your dues in. It's also, I would say, not being recognized for what it is that you've already achieved and are already doing, or what you should be acknowledged for. Let's see what Mildred has to say. That's like quite a rant for the beginning oracle cards. I'm kind of loving this energy though, truly. Let's rant a little bit. We got our fire lit here. It's so real. So real. So spiritual enlightenment, hope, and life. There certainly is nothing holding us back, and nothing that we are not doing at this time. Like even those moments where we have hit a plateau or it appears like we're doing nothing is just the time that we're taking until we're able to move forward. And we're still living our life even when we're doing that, right? Let's see what the cards got to say for Virgo. The Tarot. Deviant Moon Paradoxical Edition. This is like one of my favorite decks, the Paradoxical Edition. It feels custom. It's elegant. It's different. It's got 100% new moon vibes. It's my favorite. If you look at most of the new moon readings that I do, like this deck will pop up more than any of the other ones. It's my go-to. New moon go-to. It's for dark times. All right, we got the Magician reversed. There is somebody that is, I hate to say it, like there's some fuckery. This person does not have good intentions, the Magician, or their intentions. Their intentions are, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You'll catch me saying that lots. The road to hell is paved with good intentions because their intentions are not mint. They're not clear. They're not like fresh. And they're not thought through well enough. It's almost like they're flaky. They're flaky. And if this is a person that is not you, I would say you really just need to be a little bit more sturdy with your own intentions. Like the fact that you're attracting somebody in your life, or that someone has come through in your life that has really terrible intentions for you, and you can't even see it. It's like they're in the shadows, or they have like, they're just using they're using spirits to spy on you, stuff like that. Like it sounds crazy, but this is just the kind of stuff that people are involved in. And I would say it's not the majority. Like we're not talking about the masses here that are subscribing to this type of behavior. So this is not going to apply to everybody, but I would say too that, if this is a general person that you're attracting in your life, they definitely do not have good intentions for you, whether they're like, some kind of spiritual weirdo or spiritual like sadist. They are a shitty person no matter what. They're kind of shitty. They like to manipulate as opposed to truthfully engage with their surroundings. It's like when you look at any kind of evil wizard in Dungeons and Dragons, like that red wizard Baldy. She was super uncool, but really in the end super easy to trick and take over. So remember that. Okay, we got the 10. of Wands. Okay. So there's just something that you're not, like you're resisting completing a cycle on some level. There's stuff that you need to let go of, stuff that you need to rid from your space, repurpose, reuse, sell, or like recycle. Figure it out. You know, it's got me thinking too, like the Magician reversed. At least like you know what you want. I'll just say that. The Magician reverse could also just be like not having the energy output that you need to manifest. It doesn't necessarily have to be this evil person. So it could be, you know, that there is no drama, there is no person. This is you getting in your own way of moving forward to have new things happening in your life, Virgo. But I don't think this is fixed. Like I feel like there's takeaway from this. Takeaway from this is that so you are resisting where you need to be, where you should have been. You might not be able to, like, that might be something that you have to let go of now. There's something that you're holding on to for some reason, whatever it is that you're doing. And that's, I don't know. Like, what is it? What is it that you're holding on to too much? And is it really that bad? Like, do you have, you know, an awesome hobby that requires you to really, that requires you to collect things, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. I got distracted. But do you have a hobby that kind of takes up a lot of space and a lot of energy? And maybe that's something that you're just not really letting go of. Or maybe you're just really, like, you could just be stuck in a rut on some level, Virgo. But you're going to be fine. There's no drama in your past, like in drama in your immediate past that you're dealing with. So you don't have to worry about that. So it could just be like this monotonous plateau. And you're going to come through, though, with some confidence to deal. Which is really not reflective. But I feel like, ooh, you be very heavy metal and reflective. Hey. Azalea Banks. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're going to bring it. This could be a person that comes through for you as well. A person that comes through to you to, like, sort of light the torch under your ass and get you moving. Which is good. I would say, though, this is a reflection of you. So this, either way, it's you. It's your own torch. But confidence is what you require from this individual, or if it's just you connecting with your own inner queen of wands. They could also be, and it doesn't matter what their gender is, they could also just be, not just, but they are, somebody that shows up to help you out, to help nurture your inner fire, especially maybe you're lacking some, and like you have the perfect grounded presence for them to burn their own fire and help keep you lit as well. And they also might be a fire sign. So they could be an Aries, they could be a Sagittarius, and they could be, what's the other one? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. So let's see how our attitude, the outlook on our attitude right now. All right. We have the 5. We got some conflict. Your attitude is conflicted. It's like, is it reversed? Is it upright? It's like you can't really decide. It makes sense that it's leading you to this monotonous state. and also just not really keeping your magic in order, keeping your energy in order. That's too many. Okay. Wow. Not handling things very well here. That's okay. Sometimes we don't handle things well. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. Yep. And sometimes it's like we're being robbed. I would say this just validates that. So people see that your energy is low, that someone is sucking it, that someone is like slandering you or just messing with you, messing with your good name. It's like gossip. It's haunting. It's bad medicine. And then we have the 4. So your fear is centered in not being able to figure it all out. Not having it come to an end and not being able to really learn from it. Ooh. Right. The message is irritating me. It's irritating, the fact that you don't really know what's going on. You really hope to be able to shed some light and to really see what's going on. Because that's like you're in the dark. And, you know, so this experience is, you're growing from it. You also could be concerned about a young person and their ability to develop. Like that could be, on a side note, some focus. Maybe that's what you need to focus on, a young person that you're trying to help develop their skills. So if you have kids or nieces, nephews, nibblings, or you're like, you know, you're a teacher or something, like just focus on your work and your responsibilities. Stay hydrated. And this awakening will come to you. This awakening will come to you, and you'll probably realize that there's some more emotional nurturing that you need to give of yourself, like give yourself to, and that could be for yourself. It could also be for others. But if you're going to be present to the needs of others, then you need to be present to your own needs. And if you're overly present to your own needs, then it's going to take away from your responsibilities and the needs of others that you are committed to, you have maybe have committed to tending to. So this is also, reverse magician can also be not keeping your word or staying true to your word. But this awakening, it's going to happen for you. And like, is this like this energy sucking component to this reading? Like what's up with that, and how are we gonna know when it's done, or when will it be done? King of Wands. So there's like some jealous asshole, clearly. They could be a fire sign, but it's like you staying true to yourself and not allowing yourself to be subjected to addictions and overconsumption. That is the key to your overcoming this, I would say. And also sticking to your work, like keeping your mind, because that's something that you need to pay attention to, making sure that you're paying attention to what it is that you are doing. So if there's stuff that like at work, like, you know, the detailed like paperwork that you need to take care of, paying attention to your own details, that should come easy to you. If you have way too many details that you're dealing with, though, you need to narrow that down a little bit. which makes absolute sense because we do have the 10 of Wands here. So narrowing down everything that you need to deal with so that there's less on your plate. And that's going to keep the energy suckers at bay because you'll have the energy to protect yourself. It's going to be tricky for you. You really have to put your mind on it, put your mind to it, and stay focused on how awesome you are and your capacity to lead the way for others. This is you in your own element, earth element. So get grounded, get outside, put yourself out there, Virgo, and you will overcome this shitty individual. Like, they're terrible. So figure out how to get away, maybe even move. All right. Take it easy, Virgo. You can do it. I hope you have a great month, and we'll catch you next time. Take care and bye for now.